Hello everybody, it is Friday and still live on Fry, and it's Audrey Button from Safe Harbors of the Finger Lakes. I use the pronouns she, her, hers. I'm the college specialist here. So like always, we're gonna do a little topic, but this is obviously all pop culture themed this month. So if you didn't see the list for the month, because it's teen domestic violence, teen dating violence awareness month, pardon me. So we're doing that as kind of a theme for Instagram Live this month. So if you want to check out the other topics for the next few Fridays, that would be awesome. So today we're going to be talking about Beauty and the Beast, or probably maybe someone's favorite Disney movie. I mean, I know I've seen it a million times. So I do got some bad news. I'm probably gonna maybe ruin it for some people, but I think it's important to, because I know we talked about this for Stalking Awareness Month, how to recognize how the media normalizes, we talk about stalking behaviors, but also unhealthy relationships. So, and Beauty and the Beast is a great example of some unhealthy relationships. So before we get started quick, so we're going to be examining, looking for unhealthy behaviors in Beauty and the Beast. And the video will be available on our Instagram page and YouTube channel afterwards. I always give a content warning as some of the material may be sensitive, so please take care of yourself however you need to. And then the views and opinions expressed in this video are not necessarily those of Safe Harbors of the Finger Lakes, but of those in the video. And with that, we'll go get into Beauty and the Beast discussion. And so I was going to also share pictures so we could see what scene I was talking about. Oh, here we go. Okay, yep, so the first one. And actually, before I start talking, I want you to keep in mind about the One Love's 10 healthy signs of a relationship and unhealthy signs. I know I've talked about these before, so if you're definitely interested in examining a little bit more and a little after all this, go to the joinonelove.org website to look up the 10 signs of a healthy and unhealthy relationship. So I will specifically mention some of those when going through this. So hopefully you guys can see the scene. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is Gaston, which hopefully that's an obvious character who has unhealthy characteristics. So Gaston believes Belle will be his wife and has the mindset to win Belle over no matter what, and follows her around and keeps asking her to marry him. So after finally Belle gets away from him, Gaston says, "I'll have Belle for my wife. Make no mistake about that." So whoa, problematic. Honestly, I thought he was just pushy, but now, as I got older and I'm more familiar of healthy relationships and unhealthy relationships, there was a lot of red flags in this situation. Gaston is clearly very intense and obsessive over Belle, and clearly doesn't respect her boundaries. He kept following her around. She clearly seemed pretty uncomfortable, or he was clearly trying to get away from him. Apparently he didn't get the message because he's very focused on marrying her. He's clearly trying to move the relationship extremely quickly. They're not even dating. They've never dated, and he wants to marry her. So that's the first obvious scene. So let me get to the second one. There we go. There's Lumiere and Cogsworth. So, while we love these characters, they kind of were a little unhealthy themselves as friends. So, when Belle finds the Beast Castle, Lumiere and Cogsworth are set on getting Belle and the Beast together so she can break the spell that the Beast is under and the castle's under. So they want to make the relationship work no matter what, even though they know the Beast gets angry, has a temper, and that's why he's the Beast. They are very focused on getting this to work so she can break that spell. And, as friends, we're usually the first to spot the unhealthy behavior, and the things that we do and say may have influence on the friend in an unhealthy relationship or being unhealthy themselves. So friends tend to look to you for that advice or to point it out or call them out on these things. So if you're putting pressure on them to have a perfect relationship, it is not helpful. You should encourage honesty with them so your friend can hopefully talk about the relationship openly without feeling that pressure, because maybe you'll say, "Hey, you guys are so cute together, you're so perfect," and then they're like thinking in their own heads, "Well, we've been fighting, we're not doing good," things like that. But then they see how excited your friend is, or they're saying how perfect your relationship looks. They might be too scared to bring up how it's not been going well. So, like just not making those comments and like encouraging them to feel comfortable and open about talking about the relationship, good or bad things, with you without, hopefully, that kind of like expectation of a perfect relationship, okay? So then we get into this scene. Oh, I don't know. This one's a little blurry. But this is when Belle sacrifices herself to free her dad, who'd been captured by the beast. So, but in this moment, the beast made her promise to stay in the castle forever. This is problematic, especially since he used her dad as a pawn to, like, she had to stay. Her dad could leave, but she had to stay kind of thing. But he's isolating her. It's a controlling behavior in an unhealthy relationship because it keeps you away from the support systems in your life, like family and friends. So Belle is there by herself. She has no one that she knows. She's stuck with this person, well, the beast, who is clearly angry and unhealthy. And then all these, the friends around her. So, all the other characters in the castle obviously want this to work so they could break the spell. So he's isolating her from everything else in the outside world. And then we get into this scene right after Belle's dad gets to leave and she has to stay. So the beast invites Belle to, invites Belle to dinner after her dad is able to leave. He says, "You will join me for dinner." That's not a request. Belle she doesn't show up. So he goes to her door screaming, saying, "You'll come out or I'll break down the door." And when she still doesn't join him, he says, "Go ahead and starve." The beast is clearly physically and verbally aggressive, threatening to break down the door. He's screaming at her. He's demanding her to do stuff. There's a difference between demanding and asking politely, which clearly he wasn't doing. And he tries to intimidate her. And your partner's anger should never ever scare you. He's very controlling and possessive of her and what she does. So keep that in mind. And then, so we get on to, not specifically the scene, but, just in general, as the portrayal of the beast appears as a hideous monster with anger issues. And he progresses to someone who appears more compassionate and generous. And he eventually becomes a handsome prince, which I didn't show the prince picture, but I thought this is a nice scene because they start progressing to a nicer relationship. And we'll talk about that turning point in a second. But this perpetuates the idea that you can change somebody. And you shouldn't overlook the violence and abuse that they might do or in what you might experience. You should never be treated this way. So while he became this nice, amazing person, handsome prince in the end, you shouldn't ignore what else he did in the rest of the movie where he was the beast and how he treated her and everybody else. So keeping that in mind. And then lastly, so this is what I was talking about with the turning point. So the beast saves Belle from the wolves and their relationship starts to change. And you might notice that if you don't really remember that, maybe you should go watch this movie this weekend. And obviously you could watch the live version with Emma Watson. I've seen both, but obviously I like the classic version. So maybe if you want to watch this, but if you remember, Belle starts getting attacked by these wolves and the beast thankfully comes and saves her, but there was kind of like a shift in their relationship. He, starts to seem nicer, like more open to getting to know her and what she likes to do, like reading books and things like that. So again, this supports that narrative that we can change someone if we're patient enough. No matter how good of a partner you are, the abuser doesn't change. So you can't fix somebody. They have to want to better themselves. So keeping that in mind, and while those aren't all the unhealthy and healthy relationship signs touched upon, there definitely are some big red flags and unhealthy behaviors from the beast. Not only the beast, but Gaston as well. And so keeping those in mind, and obviously there's plenty of other Disney movies and movies out there that perpetuate this idea of normalizing unhealthy relationships. So, and we'll get into that actually in a couple weeks. We'll talk about Twilight. So if anyone remembers Twilight, I know that was back when I was in middle school. But we'll talk about Taylor Swift's, some of her songs about perpetuating unhealthy relationships and on Twilight. And then the last week is just music in general normalizing relationship violence. So Thank you all so much for tuning in today. So if you want more information about the 10 signs of an unhealthy and healthy relationship, definitely go to One Love. So that's joinonelove.org. And of course, you could always call Safe Harbors of the Finger Lakes, or you can comment or message us on our Instagram or any of our social media, and reach out to us if you have any questions or concerns, or you want more information. Anything like that. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I think that's it. So yeah, just remember, it's Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, so keep following us on our social media for information and updates on that, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.